Carolyn and I became sisters in Christ, and it was beautiful and awesome. And the cool thing is that it didn't just start this weekend. It's something that God has been planning, for a while, especially through this summer. This summer, I had the opportunity, I worked at a camp, actually, Luther Point, the same one that Ryan Tibbetts worked at, of the past 3 summers, and this summer I stayed home and worked on a farm. But luckily, camp called me up, and they were short-staffed, and so I was like, wow, this never happens. Like, cool, I'll go work at camp for a week and hang out with some chillin'. So, it was really cool, and I got to meet Ryan Tibbetts because he was on staff there this summer. So that's kind of where I got to know Ryan, and then later during the summer, I was kind of going to a Bible study that was in River Falls, and camp was doing a day camp in River Falls, and so I went to Dairy Queen randomly with some friends, and the whole camp gang just happened to be there, and so Ryan was there and he introduced me to Carolyn here, and so, because girlfriend, okay. Sorry, I was trying not to be that awkward, and then I made it really awkward. And so that's kind of where the first time we met, and then we came back to campus, and I kept seeing this girl around. Like, we had this thing where, like, I was going to physics class, and it's like the class where I sleep. I just can't stand physics right now. And she always had a smile on her face. We're like, there's smiling Carolyn, there's smiling Brie. Like, we just had this smile thing. And so one night I was like, I really want to get to know Carolyn besides this like whole cool smile thing, because there's more, I'm sure, to Carolyn than just the smile, which is awesome. But so I just texted her, I was like, hey, you want to have dinner? And she's like, sure. So I was like, awesome, like, let's get to know each other. And around this time, I was hearing about Fall Conference, and I've been there in the past, but I originally thought I wasn't going to go because I'm in cross country, we had a regional meet that weekend. So I was like, oh, it's not going to work. And then they changed the date, and I had a wedding that weekend. And last minute, I felt really called by the Lord to go to Fall Conference. And so I chose to go to Fall Conference, except then I didn't have any money to go. And so I had enough to put down a $25 deposit, and I was like, okay, Lord, like, I trust you, but finances, like, I'm the child of my father, and I like to watch my money. And so it was really hard for me to trust him with my money and finances, but I was like, okay, like, I'm going to act on my faith and see where the Lord goes with this. And then next morning, I checked my bank account because I get paid on that day. And I had a second job, and we had done some training, and I didn't realize that money was coming in. And I looked, and it was like the exact amount that I needed to cover my fall conference money. So it was so cool, and I'm like, yeah, like, God, he's got some cool plans. So I signed up to take the James track to go to fall conference. And then, in the meantime, I had met with Carolyn for dinner, and I saw that she was on the list to go. And she was just like, yeah, I'm going to do Crossroads. And I was like, cool. So, and I was like, maybe we can go together. And for some reason, we didn't catch the same memo. And I was like, okay, I guess she doesn't want me to go with her. Like, that's cool, whatever. Maybe she'll be friends. And then, Cameron.
So, first of all, I was thinking I should go to fall conference. I'm new here. I just don't know if I should go. And then at the homecoming party of the McCutcheons, am I saying that?
Yeah.
McCutcheons, okay. And I got to know a lot more people there, and I'm like, I think it'd be fun to go, so I'm doing it. And also too, like, debating about like which track to do, because I know there was On Campus, On Purpose, and Crossroads. And I love doing stuff with Tibbs, but we're like, hey, we might need to just go separate this weekend. And so I was like, I was cool with that. And so I was thinking, I'm like, well, I don't know anything about Crossroads, so it looks like the beginner's one, so I'll do it. Why not? And what Crossroads is examining your relationship and exploring with God. And so I'll turn it back over to you.
Oh, okay. She's going to do Crossroads, and I talked to her the following large group, and I was like, hey, we just ended up talking about it. She's like, yeah, I was hoping you'd come to Crossroads with me. So I was like, okay, like, I'm going to Crossroads. I didn't know where I got the money, and I'm like, God must have some pretty cool plans, because I'm going on this trip, and I just met Carolyn, and it's going to be pretty awesome, so, yeah.
So that Friday leaving, all of a sudden I get in Caitlin's car, or Catherine, I'm sorry, Catherine. And, I get in and I'm all ready, and then all of a sudden I get in and I'm like, what am I doing? What did I get myself into? So I went in there with like a bunch of mixed emotions, like, I'm like, I shouldn't be here, but maybe I should. But I was like, okay, I'm just going to go with it. And so in the Crossroads, one of our leaders, Rick, showed us the bridge diagram, which is right there. And what this is we're on one side and God's on the other, and the thing that's separating us are the sins. And so Jesus came down on the cross for us and built the forgiveness. And so how he explained it is he had a number system where it was like 1, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. And 5 is, I'm ready to cross. And I'll be honest, I looked at it and I'm like, I'm at a 2-3. I really don't know what I'm doing here. And so I just kept looking at it and I'm just like, this probably wasn't right with me.
And so during the track, they have a time where kind of they'll ask you a few times, like, if you want to accept the Lord in your life. And I was like, I hope, Carolyn's ready. And so they asked 3 times, and she didn't raise her hand. And I remember just praying. I was like, I'm glad if she's not ready, she's not. Because I don't want her to do it because of me, just because I'm there. But I want her to do it because she wants a relationship with the Lord. And so I just remember just staying in prayer, seeing where the rest of the evening was going to lead us.
And so, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I go to church. I've gone to church all my life, and I just don't get why I just cannot cross that bridge. And so I asked Bree, and I was like, Bree, when did you feel like you had that relationship with him, and you found that connection? And so she was telling me about a time when she did, and I saw some similarities between us. So I'm like, okay, I got to sit down with her and just kind of talk to her a little bit. And I told her about a time in my life where I just felt like God just completely abandoned me and just was not there for me. And we just talked about everything, and she just said how even in your struggles, God is still there with you to be in our joy. And she told me, you might feel it tonight, but it might take some time. And so, the time is come. And so, all of a sudden we were in worship on Saturday, and the music was playing, and all of a sudden I got this weird feeling in me. I was like, I don't know if this is a good feeling, but I just had to sit down and just talk to him, just say, God, what's going on? Why am I feeling this right now? And and then all of a sudden I turn and I see Bree's hands on me, and I started to feel it a little bit more, and I'm like, okay, I'm starting to get this feeling that I'm having this relationship with God. And so then they ask if people want to go up and say a prayer. And so I go up to Rick and I just say, I'm ready to accept a relationship with God. And instead of doing it right in front, where everyone, he takes me in the back. So I'm like, uh-oh. But no, he gave me a prayer, and I was just like, whoa, okay, I think I'm actually feeling it. And then our MC asked, anyone who accepted the Lord tonight, please stand up. And so I'm just kind of looking around at everyone that's done it, and Bree kind of nudges me and is like, you should stand up. And I'm like, yeah, I should. And where I really felt it, too, is when Brian and Bree both put their hands on my back, and I just was like, I'm in the right place, and I am definitely feeling it. And I felt like this weekend has really got me to have that relationship with God. And so coming back to campus, I've been more bubbly than ever, I would say. I've had quiet time with him, and a really cool quiet time I had actually this week is, I go and lift at 6:30 in the morning. I know, it's kind of early. But I walk all the way from Ames to Mayhall, and during that time, I was just sitting there just thanking God for everything He's just done for us. And that Sunday when we got back, Bree sent me a text of a verse, 1 Peter verses 3 through 8. Praising to God for the living hope. Praise be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. He is great mercy and has given us new birth into a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, and into the inheritance that can never perish, spoil, or fade, kept in heaven for you, who though faith are shielded by God's power and unable to receive in the last time. And you're greatly rejoice now, for a little while you may have had a suffer grief in all kinds of trials. These have come so that your faith or greater worth than gold which perishes even though refined by fire may be proven genuine and may be result in praise, glory, and honor when Jesus Christ is revealed. And so I just really want to thank God for bringing Bree to help me out. I'm going to say I just never would have expected I would have felt this out of this weekend. And God not only just gave me a mentor, but gave me a new best friend too. So, thank you.